Okay, hi guys. No, sorry, Daisy was about to start chewing on one of my favorite winter tops. So I thought I would just talk to you guys. You are being held by my hand because I don't feel like using my small tripod, and the big one is just, it's up there. As you can see, I still have the pimples that look like I'm sprouting horns. I opened them last night, and this morning I put on like a treatment mask, and and I sort of like have a glowy look, but I'm also wearing makeup because I had a Zoom interview, my first Zoom interview ever. Okay, let me just, sorry, I'm just busy, like, I just got into comfortable clothes because it's been like such a wild ride. Let me just it's been, what are you eating? Ugh, I can't even, okay. So it's been such a crazy week. It started last week, Tuesday, when I was in Mossel Bay. I received a phone call from a lady asking me if I, could be interviewed yesterday and then today again. Today was my second interview. And I was like, after I was over the dumbstruck muteness, this is just some Coke Zero for energy. I don't know. Zero sugar, so yeah, I don't know where the energy is going to come from. I have such a headache. Okay. So last week I was in Mossel Bay. Those of you who have been watching my channel, you would have seen that. And so it all just happened so quickly. It was just Tuesday I got a call, and then yesterday I had my first interview with Carmen, she just, started off the basic interview. Yes, she was the first step. Then I received an application form, which was the best form I have ever completed. I've saved it. It's punched, it's filed, because, guys, I've never had fun completing an application form, okay? But this, I'm not going to tell you what the company is. I'm just going to say that I had so... Okay, now let me tell you. Okay, so they ask like all the standard serious questions, right? But then every now and then they throw in like questions. The first question is, who was the first man to climb Mount Everest? And I didn't know that. And I looked it up, and it said Sir Edmund Hillary. And then, why are all the numbers scared of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. It's a silly joke. There's one, how many centimeters in a meter? There are 100. So it's such an amazing form to fill. It was just so much fun to complete. And so the other thing that they asked me was, what was this? Personal values, greatest strengths, character traits. The easiest one is always to fill in what are my hobbies. I just put in read, and I put in gym, and I put in painting, because I painted those two aprons, and I also painted like a vision board, which my mom took with her to Pretoria to put up in her garden. Then there are fun questions. Where are they? They're in the back? Okay, hold on. I made like a second set, so maybe it's in the second batch. These are just like, anyone who's out there who wants to create a form that really is fun to complete. This was it. Okay, so they ask you You are a new addition to the crayon box. Very briefly, what color would you be and why? And I said I would be a lovely magenta, because that just jumped into my mind. And then you just have to say why. This was so much fun to complete, because this is like the 12th one of these that I've ever had to complete. And it's always your job experience, what were your grades in matric, what was your qualification, how many qualifications you have, dreams, ambitions, where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years. So it's like the standard stuff, right? And then when I got to like the how many centimeters in a meter and the color crayon you'd be in the crayon box, and Mount Everest and the 789, I loved that. That was brilliant. So I already got such an amazing vibe just from a form. And so this morning, the interview was supposed to be at 10, and it wasn't at 10. It was at 10:45, because it was my first ever Zoom interview. And so I've seen my mom do this, because when mom works here, she sits in the study, which is where I sat, and she immediately connects, because we have really, really fast fiber. And so I couldn't connect. And then I connected, and I could hear the ladies, and they couldn't see me, and they couldn't hear me. And then like 45 minutes later, after using my laptop, then using Dad's laptop, then trying my cell phone, we got it right. Sorry if I'm moving around. Daisy is like on my lap and she won't sit still. So I'm going to stand now. So I have a terrible headache, because for 45 minutes, I was just like, I need to have this interview, because I always, this is one of the things that is always, it's one of my best qualities, but it's also sort of a curse. I always get too excited, and I'm just trying to like take the lead of my parents, where wait until I get this job, wait until I receive the contract, wait until I get it in writing and I can sign and everything. And I'm just trying to calm down. And I took 2 Disprins an hour ago. And then just before I started talking to you guys, I took another 2. And I can feel it disappearing. It's always like in my eyes. So I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you guys, but for the past almost 2 years, it'll be 2 years in September, October, I have not been permanently employed, but I have been working sort of for my parents. And for those of you who are rolling your eyes, you don't understand. My mom is very busy, so the errands that I run are for her. So it's like pick up things, deliver things, send things via Postnet, scan things, print things, send things from one PEP to one in Pretoria, Cape Town, make appointments with the dentist, check if the medical aid, what it covers, what is the excess that, mom has to pay. So I have like a PA job that is full-time, and on some days obviously the list is short. Some days the list, guys, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, I was running around like a headless chicken. And on Sunday night I barely slept. I slept, if I'm lucky, and I wasn't wearing my Fitbit, so I can't even tell you, but if I was lucky, 3 hours. That's very bad. So on Monday, I was very manic, and I just had such a crap day. I can't sugarcoat it, guys. I have to tell you, it was terrible. And I posted it on my status. And, I was thinking, should I vlog it? Should I just and then I was like, I have so much I have to do. And then when I finally thought that my list was finished, I received a call from Carmen, and she's like, are you available for an interview today at 10 o'clock? And I'm like, yes, because this is the job that I want. And so it's so much, and it's excitement, and it's just thanking God and the universe and my friends and family, just everyone who's been saying prayers for me. Like, finally, I'm getting a break, because the issue is I'm not stupid. I'm experienced. I've been working since I was 23. And because I haven't, excuse me, because I haven't had a full-time job, I was lucky enough to be able to start studying again. My dad's amazing. I haven't completed a single degree, and yet my dad still thinks I can do it. So I've been keeping myself busy with law and communication. And I mean, I'm so hardworking, and I'm very driven, and I'm ambitious, and there are so many things that I want to do before, God eventually decides to come and get me, or the rapture takes place. We don't know what's going to happen. And I got a notebook that Mom bought me in Mossel Bay, and it says, "Believe you can." And I've just been writing down things I want to do, like my bucket list. And it's like I'm at like 25 things. And one of them, okay, there are three at the moment that I want to do. In Mossel Bay, I want to go ziplining. I've done that before. I did it maybe 5 years ago, but in a place near Joburg, Pretoria. Excuse me. I want to go shark cage diving, and nobody wants to go with me, because I'm going to be put in a cage, you're dropped in the water, and then they throw like chum around you. And chum is like ground up fish, so it's like fish guts and blood to attract the shark. Now, I know, like, in that moment, I'm also going to get like a waterproof camera. I'll check out a GoPro, but I somehow think a GoPro might be very, very expensive. Will be. I don't know why you girls saying might. Because I want to vlog that and then upload it, because that's just going to be amazing. And then I also want to do like a crash course in scuba diving. Last week, Tuesday, I called a place, what were they called? Like something like, not obviously scuba, but it was like a really ridiculous, anyway, something scuba. And I spoke to the guy, and the guy was like, he's in Belito at the moment. I have to physically go into the shop and speak to the divers there. And then they can tell me, when and what time and what I need. And I was only there for a week, and we had a lot of things that we had to do. My parents are busy, finalizing the house. And I didn't have my own car, and I don't drive my dad's automatic BMW, because, I am a very, very fast driver. So I wished so badly that my Kia was there, because then I would have like left, and I would have gone, and I would have like gone at least on a scuba crash course. Because they apparently supplied the wetsuit, and I mean, like, it's the water over there. I asked Dad, it's not supposed to be cold, but I was just like, look, I might die tomorrow. Am I really gonna let cold water stop me from doing something that I've wanted to do since I started swimming, which was when I was 7, so what 28 years. And I've always just, for some reason, just not wanted to go. And like this year, when I was in Mossel Bay, and we went to a guy who's busy making my parents' furniture, and I went along because I didn't want to study anymore, and I didn't want to watch TV, and I was just bored. So I went with Mom and Auntie Margie, and I can't remember what the gentleman's name was, but he was like, hey, if you are bored, go scuba diving, go shark cage diving, go ziplining. And I'm sitting there, and this is literally like my face. I'm like, my eyes are getting wider, eyebrows are getting higher, and I'm like looking at mom, and I'm sort of like, look, can I do one of these things? And my mom and my dad are always game. My dad, however, when I said shark cage diving, my dad was like, no. And I was like, okay, I might have to do that one without him knowing. But then I was like, okay, zip lining. I've done that before. I am a little bit afraid of heights, but I can't tell you how high up. Because I love roller coasters, and the reason the height is never an issue for me is because you're moving so fast that your adrenaline is pumping, so you don't really have time to be afraid. So I was just thinking that's why ziplining is awesome, because you are moving so fast, and I barely use the brake. Like, I'm going full speed. And people in my family call me crazy. I'm not crazy. I just like going fast. And I feel like the people who have driven with me, this is a shout out to Jefferson Dirks-Korkier, Aziza, and Sammy Roy. They are witnesses to how I drive. Sam always says to me, please drive slow, because she's not wearing a sports bra, because that's always such a yeah, so I like speed. And because I didn't really have a chance to go into the scuba shop, which is the one that I primarily wanted to go for, the first one, because I've gone ziplining before, I didn't ask what the cost would be. So I have a list of things that I really want to do, and in order to do these things, you need money. You can't do anything in this world. I mean, I have seen YouTube videos, and I will never do this, where you drive around town doing things for free. And I'm like, it's a cute idea. But I mean, like, it's just not realistic. Daisy May, you are driving me so crazy. You know those days where I just sort of need a break from everything? Daisy senses that, and then she's just so clingy. So I have a part-time job, but I really want this full-time job, and it's close to Mossel Bay, and I have to just they sent me an assessment, which I'm going to do, then I send back, and then I hear from them next week, and God willing, I get to move. I really love Bloem. I have mentioned that this is the first place that I would love to settle down in. Okay, not settle down, but live in for now and work here. But after last week, I just, guys, something just sort of shifted. And I had a come to Jesus moment. And Jesus told me, look, there's an ocean. Scuba diving, shark cage diving. There's just more to do than here in Bloem. I don't even go out here because I've been here for 17, 18 years. I don't even want to go out to the new places because there's nothing exciting that draws me to go out. And you move to and this is going to be like in the Western Cape. This is a different province. It's the different kind of people with different mindsets, and that's, at my age, and I'm not bringing up my age because it matters, but I mean, at 35, I crave adventure, and this is going to sound weird, but I'm blessed in the sense that I'm not married, I don't have kids. My responsibility is to find work, be able to look after myself, look after Daisy. And I'm blessed in that sense because I don't have things that are holding me back. And I'm not saying people that are married or that are in relationships are being held back. What I mean is you don't still have to consider someone else or other people before you make decisions. So it's a lot more there are no restraints. And the thing, with many guys that I have experienced, I'm not generalizing, I'm not saying all men are like this. I have experienced that as soon as I open my mouth and I mention my hobbies and my dreams and where I want to be in 5, 10 years, and the fact that I want to see the world, and the fact that I love adrenaline, and I'm not going to go bungee jumping. I'm also not necessarily going to jump out of a plane unless it's for content purposes. Then I realize that's when the guys start to, sort of pull away, because let me try and say this without it coming off as arrogant or conceited. I get attention because of the face, right? And then as soon as I start talking, then it comes out that my personality and my mind and my heart and just my inner essence is more beautiful than this. And I've always been like this. I haven't always looked like this. So, and I hate mirrors. That's why these two like horned like pimples don't even bother me, because I look in the mirror just to make sure there's nothing in my nose, nothing in my eye, no sleep, that, everything is out of my mouth, that I have nothing in my teeth, my makeup is okay. And then I just live my life. I'm not checking to make sure I'm gorgeous, or I'm not. So as soon as the guys that I have dated realize that I'm so much more, they tend to sort of withdraw and run. And I'm not saying that it also doesn't come from my side, because it does. I get bored when I'm in relationships, and then I realize that the novelty has worn off. I've just always been independent. I didn't have a boyfriend in high school. My first boyfriend was when I was 23, and that didn't last long. And then all the other 3 to, I don't know, lasted like maximum 3-4 months. And then my last ex just broke up with me because he accused me of cheating on him. And I didn't have time to cheat. I was looking for permanent employment. I was, looking into studying again. I was looking into applying, to places outside of Bloom. I was literally working from, let me not lie, from earliest 9:30 to about 12, looking for work. That's what I was doing. And then I would read, I would go to gym, I checked out the degree that I wanted to do through UNISA. That's what I was doing. My parents, my dad especially, and Agnes, who lives here, are witnesses. I only left the house if I had to go see my psychiatrist, Wendy, my personal trainer, or if I had to go buy groceries or run errands. That's what I did. Or before my friend Sam went back to Wellington, I went to hang out with her at McDonald's for like 5 hours. That's my life. And this person didn't believe me, and he thought he was smarter than me. No comment on that. And in the end, I was grateful that it ended, because I got tired of having to constantly prove that I was just at home. So it sort of started becoming like, it was so toxic. But it's over, and I'm over it. And every time I go to my psychologist, she's like, have you been in contact with this person? And I was like, I stopped talking to him like last year, November. So, no. And Lynette's thing is, she's like, okay, so you're doing everything that you can for finding work, you're studying, You're becoming more independent. I'm gymming. I'm looking for art classes. I'm thinking of doing other things. I'm reading extensively. I've read, and I'm not lying, I swear you, if I show you my ebook reader, you'll see I've read about 4 or 5 books this week. But they're like 500 pages max, and I read a speed read. And then, so she wants me to start dating. And I sat there. I saw her last month. I see her next week, Tuesday. And she's like, yeah, you need to start dating. And I obviously looked at her and was like, I don't want to. And then she said to me, consider it. And she said, don't jump into like a serious relationship immediately. Just like talk to people and go on a couple of dates. And struggling a bit. I just don't want to fall into the same traps. I just don't want to. I'm just not in the mood to end up where I was 2 years ago with 2 guys that I met on Tinder, and it just backfired spectacularly. So, no. There's construction happening. So if you heard that, somebody just sawed through something very metallic and very thick. Okay. So this is just like a daily update, life update. An update on Leanne is considering dating, but is hesitant. Very hesitant because I want to find work. I want to move to George and Mossel Bay. I want to go shark cage diving. And then, maybe then we can start talking about boys and men and dating and that spiel. One fantastic realization is I suddenly want children. Yes. Yes, I do. And I don't know which video it was in, but I said to you guys, I don't want kids. Something happened. I can't tell you what. Oh, I can tell you what happened. Orion and Karen keep sending me videos and pictures. Those of you who have me on WhatsApp, you've seen how freaking cute that kid is. She's walking. She's making sounds. Her personality's coming through. I laugh at Allison because it seems as though she's getting her father's like demeanor and just his broodiness, and there are days where she's so happy and so bubbly, and then there are days where she's just like peed off, where she's just like, I've had enough of you. But she's beautiful. And every time I look at her and every time I see her smile at my sister-in-law, and especially at my brother, and how she makes Orion smile and glow. And I've never seen Orion glow and smile. The first time I saw it was when he was watching Karen come down the aisle towards him at their wedding. And I started crying. Because I was just like, my brother has found his person, and he's got his half, not his better half. He's got his half that makes him a better man. And Allison was born, and Orion was just there. He was just involved in everything. And he started. Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry. This is the feeling. It's beautiful, to just watch someone who has, for like 2016, for like the past 7 years, Orion has just so happy. And that's all, I ever wanted for him. So, long story short, that's that's what I want. I want someone to want to be with me, and when I come down the aisle, I want that person to glow and cry and just thank God that he got me. And I want to watch, I want to, go through the whole pregnancy process and the whole, the not so much the birthing process, because I'm not good with pain. I my life is always so dramatic. It's always going to be like, Leanne, I would like an epidural, and then the doctor's going to be like, yeah, you're too far along, so you're going to have to push. But it's just it's not even it's not even like just Ellison. It started with the fact that my really serious, broody brother, who, decided that he had to be a man and everything else had to go on the back burner. Just to see him soften, and the fact that he's at peace. I mean, you can see in someone's eyes, unless they're a psychopath, whether they are miserable and chaotic. I feel like that with my dogs. I can always tell when my dogs are depressed. And looking at the queen over here. So dramatic. So it was, I said to mom and dad, look, I don't want kids. I am terrified that they're going to get my illness, and I don't want them to struggle, because I thank God so much that it skipped Orion and that it hit me. That's thank you, God, thank you. And my biggest fear still is that my kids are going to get this, and I don't want that. But because I know the signs, and I know the triggers, and I know what is needed to not end up in a psychiatric hospital for the rest of your life, I'm going to be able to help them. So that fear is there, but it's not going to stop me from trying, at least. And I gotta go to the lady doctor and make sure that the plumbing is fine, because I got 5 years left, and I mean, after 40 you can still have a kid, and I have a lot of energy, so I'm game for a kid at 40. I mean, it's all in the hands of the Almighty. Sorry, I cried, so there's going to be a little bit of snot. So I just, so many exciting things are happening now, and I finally feel like I am getting a break, but I haven't received it yet. And once I have, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to talk to you guys, and I'm going to probably not have champagne, because champagne gives me the worst hangovers. I have a funny story about champagne that I'm going to tell you later, about how my parents tried to get me to go to sleep and gave me a little bit of champagne, and it made me hyper. Nothing has changed. I'm still when your parents are desperate. Yeah, so this has been focused vlog, I think. It's a lot. It's going to be about 35 minutes, so strap in, kids. Next time I talk to you guys, I might be moving to George, and that is bloody exciting. That's bloody exciting. Maybe in 4 months I'll be telling you guys that I have a boyfriend. Ugh. This feeling, I've had it for a week now. It was as soon as I got into Mossel Bay, smelled the ocean, was around Auntie Margie and Uncle Lenny, who are like parents to me at this point, and Auntie Krista and Uncle Talwin, who are also like parents. I have like 3 sets of parents, and Auntie Brenda, who's like also my mom, but she's my dad's sister. And complete mind shift, soul shift, emotional, spiritual shift, and just like that voice in my head that I haven't heard in the longest time, the positive Leanne voice that says to me, this is it. This is your moment. This is where the adventure starts. And I am going to have you guys right there beside me. I'm going to send shorts. I'm going to vlog everything that I feel is necessary to be vlogged, that can be watched by me when I am 95 years old and I am losing my mind due to Alzheimer's or dementia. Touch wood that doesn't happen. But that's what this is. This is a chronicle. This is a virtual live diary of what my life is like. And it's not perfect. And it's not cut and dry simple. And it's what makes everything a million times harder is the fact that my brain is just not stable. And, you know, my parents and my friends, especially my 2 best friends, don't like me to say that. They also don't like when I call it mental illness, but it is. Bipolar is a mental illness. It's a mental disease. My parents sugarcoat it and go mental condition. But guys, I know what it is. It's not defining me, but it makes everything harder. Everything harder. And you know, sometimes I just wish I was normal. But I'm not. This is who I am. And there's a reason I'm like this, right? My hand's getting tired. So I'm gonna stop talking. Good God, 40 minutes. Okay. I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited for this next chapter. And I'm so excited that I'm scared. Happy tears, happy tears. This is just, I'm excited for the adventure and the unknown, and just finding my peace. Because my goal every day is that I find peace. I'm sorry, I'm just overwhelmed. Wearing mascara. There goes my bronzer and my highlighter. I'm leaking. Guys, I love you guys so much. And please don't cry. Because I know I'm going to make some of you cry. These are happy tears. It's just, finally, I feel like I can breathe again. Because I've been holding my breath figuratively for almost 2 years. Because I just felt like everything was going wrong. And I was screwing everything up. And finally, there are people that have looked at my CV and have spoken to me and have seen me today, that see something in me that is there. On paper, I might not be the best. There are people that have degrees and have edge, but my edge is me. My edge is me. So just stay with me. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Leanne. I am bipolar. I have bipolar type 2. I am a manic depressive, but I lean towards the manic side. And a lot of these vlogs don't make a lot of sense because I am a very hyperactive person and I've been like this for 35 years. I think first 9 months, what slowed me down was the fact that I couldn't walk. But as soon as I could walk, hey baby, there I went. So if you enjoyed this video or you have watched the previous vlogs that I've put up, please subscribe, because this channel is dedicated to talking to you about mental illnesses and just having that empathy for people that are different from you if you are normal. I don't like using the word normal, but I mean, I'm not really in a very sugarcoating mood. If you have bipolar, you either understand what it is I'm talking about or you can't relate, because everyone's experience is different. This is a diary of my life. I started it last year at the beginning of COVID with the first lockdown. I just decided, hey, I like to talk. I'm interesting. Subtle flex. What do they call it? Humble brag. My nose is running, so sorry about that. I'm just not gonna get up now. So subscribe if you enjoyed this video or any of my shorts. I am someone who is exciting and I love adrenaline, and I am planning on going scuba diving, shark cage diving, and I'm gonna go ziplining again. Skydiving is very expensive, so that's a pros and cons list, and I will keep you guys are coming along with me. You're my travel buddies, you're my life buddies, your lifers. And I mean, if you're just here to stare at the two zits, that's okay too, because you know they are in the oddest places. I've never had this. I went to, and I had my Zoom interview this morning and they saw this, and I don't wear foundation, I don't wear concealer, because it just always looks caked on. So I was like red, and then I was like, look, I'm wearing makeup, but I am not going to make these two horn pimples any angrier. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna say, if you guys are in South Africa and you guys are also in the middle of winter, please stay warm. I'm in Bloemfontein. It is freaking freezing here. It's okay now because my room is facing the east. Don't quote me on that. I didn't fail geography, but I got like a 50 for it in school. So my room is really, really warm. I know if I walk out into the rest of the house, it's going to be freezing. So stay warm. Please wear masks. I'm seeing a crazy amount of people who have become very, very lax. Sanitize everything. I have a sanitizer. Oh, look at that. I got this from Auntie Anita Fourie. She lives in Bultfontein. That's where I got my license. I have this stuff in my bag, and I sanitize my steering wheel, my clutch, my hands, my phone. I want to sanitize Daisy, but I mean, I don't think this is safe for pets. I'm actually looking for it now. It's not spray Daisy. So yeah, and social distance. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys. I love you.